Ever noticed how some people remember what you said 5 years ago, but forget what you did for them yesterday? They keep a mental list. Every mistake. Every wrong word. Every moment you weren't perfect, and no matter how much time passes, they won't let it go. Picture this: you're at a family dinner. Everything's going fine. Then someone brings up that argument from 3 years ago, the one you thought was buried. Or maybe it's your partner. You're having a normal conversation, and suddenly they mention that one thing you did wrong. Again, the room gets tense. Everyone remembers. Nothing's been forgotten. You thought it was over. You apologized. You changed, but for them, it never ended. And here's the thing: living with someone who keeps grudges, it's exhausting. Every mistake you've ever made is stored. Like evidence in a case that never closes. You feel like you're walking on eggshells. One wrong move, and the past gets thrown in your face. That you've said sorry 100 times. But it doesn't matter. Time doesn't heal. Apologies don't land. Nothing feels forgiven. The relationship feels stuck. Like you're both trapped in a loop, replaying the same old pain, and you start wondering, will I ever be enough? Will they ever let this go? Psychologists call this grudge-holding behavior. Or sometimes, chronic resentment pattern, and it's not just someone being petty. It's deeper than that. It's an emotional prison. For both people. Here's what's happening in the brain: our minds are wired to remember negative experiences more than positive ones. It's called negativity bias. It's a survival thing. Your brain wants to protect you from getting hurt again, but for grudge keepers, this goes into overdrive. They replay the hurt over and over. They keep the wound fresh. They don't let it heal, and over time, that pain becomes part of their identity. It gives them something. I've control. Maybe a sense of being right. Maybe protection from being vulnerable again. Sometimes, it's learned. They grew up in a home where nobody forgave. Where mistakes were never forgotten. So now, they do the same thing. They don't even realize they're doing it. It just feels normal. And if you're on the other side of this, you're confused. You think, should I keep trying to prove I've changed? Am I really as bad as they make me feel? Why can't they just let it go? You feel guilty, frustrated, exhausted, like no matter what you do, it's never enough. But here's the twist: even the grudge keeper feels trapped. They don't know how to let it go. Because letting go feels like losing. Like saying, what you did was okay. And that's terrifying. But here's what most people don't realize. The grudge isn't about you anymore. It's about them. Let's separate feelings from facts. Feeling, they'll never forgive me. I must be a terrible person. Fact, holding grudges is a coping mechanism. It's how someone protects themselves from pain or fear. It's not really about keeping score. It's about not feeling safe enough to let go, because forgiveness, it feels like giving up power. Like opening the door to get hurt again. So they hold on tight, and the truth is, you can't force someone to forgive you. You can apologize. You can change. You can grow, but they're healing. That's their choice. So what do you do? First, stop over-apologizing. If you've said sorry and you've changed your behavior, that's enough. You don't need to keep proving yourself over and over. Second, set a boundary. You can say this: I've apologized. I've changed. But I can't keep paying for the past. It's not mean. It's honest. Third, understand this: you can't control whether they forgive you, but you can control whether you keep carrying their unforgiveness like it's yours to fix. And if you're the grudge keeper, ask yourself, what am I really protecting by holding this? Is this grudge keeping me safe, or keeping me stuck. Because here's the thing, forgiveness doesn't mean what they did was okay, that it means you're choosing freedom over resentment, what to say to them. I understand you're still hurt. But I need us to move forward, not stay stuck. To yourself, I can't control their healing. I can only control my growth. What to stop doing: stop letting old wounds define your present relationships, stop waiting for someone else's permission to feel free that you've done your part. Now it's time to let yourself breathe. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting, that it's about refusing to let the past steal your future. So ask yourself tonight, what are you still holding on to? And is it worth the wait? You deserve peace, and so do the people you love. Maybe it's time to put it down.